dear students, I hope all of you are fit and fine. What are we discussing? The blue umbrella. We discussed up to page number 123 on the previous day, and what was the scene? Up to the portion that we discussed, that we got to know that Binaya got a blue umbrella which was her treasured possession. She loved it too much, and we are going to get so many proofs regarding this fact that how much valuable that umbrella was for Binaya. She received it from one of the picnickers who came to that hill station. Okay, for picnic purpose, that's why picnickers. And after that it became her treasured possession, Binaya's treasured possession. One day when she was resting under the tree, what happened? The breeze came, and after that it was turned into a gust, and along with other leaves and everything, that umbrella was also dragged away in the wind. But she could not notice at first at once because she had fallen asleep. But when she heard the sound, she was at once active, and she tried to get the umbrella back. We need to find out whether she could get the umbrella back or not. Okay, so now up to the portion where we left on the previous day, what happened to that umbrella? It was stuck in the cherry tree. And where was the cherry tree? It was hanging across the chasm, right? Binaya did not hesitate. Binaya didn't hesitate. She may have been timid with strangers, but she was at home on a hillside. What does it mean? Probably she was kind of an introvert person. She was kind of a shy girl because she probably was, she used to feel shy in front of strangers. Introvert persons behave in that way, na? But it was, she was at home on a hillside. What does it mean? The place where she was at that moment, she was trying to get back that umbrella. That was her own home. You may say it was her own area. What does it mean? She grew up there. She knew each and everything of that place. The people, the ups and downs, everything. Good, bad, everything. She knew how to do what in this particular place. It was her home. It was her motherland in short, right? That locality was her motherland. Okay, if you don't think about nation, if you think about the locality only, that was her motherland. She grew up there. She knew everything. It was family. She was familiar with that place, right? So she didn't hesitate there. She knew how to climb up mountains, how to climb up hills. She stuck her bare leg over the edge of the cliff and began climbing down. Can you imagine? She kept her face to the hillside. Okay, like this is the mountain, and this book is the tree, and the umbrella is stuck here. So she has to come down, na? So she started to come down with bare legs, bare feet. Can you imagine how important, how valuable that umbrella was for her? It's not that one of my umbrellas, actually I lose things very easily. I forget things here and there. So one of my favorite umbrellas, it was lost, and I was upset for a few days because the design was beautiful. But after that, okay, I will buy a new one. This kind of thing happened. But here it is not the case. Such case is not happening here. She is desperate to get that umbrella back. Okay. She kept her face to the hillside. She was climbing down, but her face was to the hillside, towards up. Feeling her way with her feet, only changing her handhold when she knew her feet were secure. Okay, and she was, how to describe, she was climbing down, na? And her face, her eyes were upwards. Her eyes were upwards. So how will she understand where to put the leg, where not to put the leg? She was trying to feel it by putting her feet here and there. Okay, see, she kept her face to the hillside, feeling her way with her feet. She was feeling, okay, here it is a stone, so I can keep my feet here. And she was also changing her grip when she feels secured. Okay, now I can change the grip of one hand and move towards that place, because now I am feeling secured, I guess, because my feet are also getting a grip. She was doing the thing like that. Alright. Sometimes she held on to a thorny bilberry bushes, but she did not trust the other plants which came away very easily. Thorny bilberry, you can get the meaning. It is kind of a tree, obviously, shrub-like tree. It was thorny, but she could trust that. But she could not trust like anything that was coming in her way, because maybe, as far as I can understand from this particular sentence, that this particular tree, it was strong. The branches, the stem, probably in this particular in the case of this particular tree, what is the name? See, thorny bilberry. So in this case of berry tree, I think the stems and the branches were strong. She could get a good grip holding those branches, but she could not trust like any tree. Probably those trees were not that much strong, and she did not know whether they were strong or not, so she could not trust. Okay, she was like, okay, I will tolerate the pain of thorns, but I can trust only this one. Okay. Loose stones rattled down the cliff. Okay, loose stones were there. They clanged down the cliff. Once on their way, the stones did not stop until they reached the bottom of the hill, and they took other stones with them, so that there was soon a cascade of stones, and Binia had to be very careful not to start a landslide. Actually, cascade means, generally cascade means a small waterfall, but here it is not a waterfall, here it is a stone fall, you can say. Okay, and when stones after stones are coming down, there can easily be a landslide, and Binia was careful about that also. Maybe she was a little bit nervous, that is not clear here. As agile as a mountain goat, she did not take more than 5 minutes to reach the crooked cherry tree, but the most difficult task remained. Climbing down was not the most difficult task then. Then what was the most difficult task? And she had to crawl along the trunk of the tree which stood out at right angles from the cliff. Okay, to understand this scene, I would suggest you go to the previous page and see the picture. The hill was like this and the tree was like this. So you can understand, even if you come here, you have to go like this. Okay, you have to crawl like this. This was the most dangerous, most difficult task, because the umbrella was stuck in the tree. You have to reach there, na? Wait, I lost the question. Yeah, she had to crawl along the trunk of the tree which stood out at right angles from the cliff. Right angles. Remember, so many short questions can come. Only by doing this could she reach the trapped umbrella. Binia felt no fear when climbing trees. Okay, she was an expert in that. This is very much evident. She was proud of the fact that she could climb them as well as Biju. Now, who is Biju? Her brother. So, both of them, the brother and sister, both of them were very much expert in this thing. Gripping the rough tree, okay, let me know if someone of you can do this. I don't know. I can't do. Gripping the rough cherry bark with her toes and using her knees as leverage, she crawled along the trunk of the projecting tree until she was almost within reach of the umbrella. She did it. I mean, she started to try it. Okay, she moved forward. She noticed with dismay that the blue cloth was torn in a couple of places. She was shocked. She was in surprise, but not a good surprise, to see what? That it was torn. The cloth of the umbrella, the blue, bright blue cloth of the umbrella, it was torn in several places. In a couple of places, she looked down for the first time. She looked down, and it was only then that she felt afraid. She was a human being. She was not a god. She was no mountaineer. She felt afraid. Why? You know why, but we need to know in details. She was right over the chasm, balanced precariously, insecurely. Actually, the meaning is insecurely, about 80 feet above the boulder-strewn stream. There was a stream under that tree, almost 80 feet under, where there were so many boulders untidily scattered. Strewn means untidily scattered. Okay. Looking down, she felt quite dizzy, as if her head started to spin. We feel dizzy, na? That kind of sensation. Her hands shook, nervousness, and the tree shook too. If she slipped now, there was only one direction in which she could fall. Down, down into the depths of the dark and shadowy ravine. The meanings have been provided in your own book. So go through the meanings and use a dictionary. I always suggest that, but you don't listen to me. Some of you, not all of you, you don't listen to me. Get the help from a dictionary. Okay. Next, there was only one thing to do. Concentrate on the patch of the blue just a couple of feet away from her. She was afraid, she was nervous, she was shaking, but at the same time she thought, okay, no, now I can't just do such things. I can't be afraid, I can't look down. I should concentrate to get back that umbrella, and that is a couple of feet away from me. She did not look down or up, but straight ahead. She was determined again. And wheeling herself forward, she managed to reach the umbrella. She could not crawl back with it in her hands, so after dislodging it from the forked branch in which it had stuck, she let it fall. The path was already very much difficult. Not path, the way. Okay, so somehow she managed to crawl to the edge of that, not edge, to that portion where the umbrella was stuck. Now with the umbrella in one hand, she cannot crawl back now. She could not do it. So what did she do? She was intelligent. What did she do? She let it fall. Okay, she let it fall. Still open. It was always open. I hope you remember. Most of the time. Into the ravine below. Cushioned by the wind. This portion I just loved it. Cushion means padded with soft material like cotton or some sponge, something like that. Here cushioned by the wind. Okay, the term is so beautiful. Cushioned by the wind, the umbrella floated serenely downwards, landing in a thicket of nettles. Okay, so there was a bunch of bushes. Thicket means a bunch of bushes of nettles. Nettles, you go through the meaning, a kind of tree. And she let it fall. And where did it go? It went down serenely. It was not like it was moving fast downwards, because it was cushioned by the wind, breeze kind of wind, not gust. It fell down slowly. Serenely means with a very slow and soft motion. Calm manner. Binia crawled back along the trunk of the cherry tree. Then she crawled back. 20 minutes later, she emerged from the nettle clump. So she went there to the clump, the nettle clump. And after 20 minutes of struggle, what did she do? Her precious umbrella held aloft. She was successful. She got back. Okay, not only got back is a very understatement. She struggled a lot to get it back. We should always mention this. She had nettle stings all over her legs, but she was hardly aware of smarting. So there was a kind of stinging sensation all over her body, because You can see nettle stings all over her legs. But she was so much happy that she could hardly feel those things. She forgot all the things. I am successful. Whatever my motive was, that was successful. That was the most important thing right at that moment for Binia, because she got back not only an umbrella, it was not just an umbrella for her. We have read in the very first page that it was the most treasured possession for Binia. So that's it. From this we can easily understand for Binia how much valuable that gift was. For Binia was such an innocent, such a simple girl for whom it is not so much precious. If you think financially, the umbrella was not that much precious, but she knew how beautiful, how a gift that is close to our heart can give us such enormous joy. Okay, we can learn this thing from her. Okay, in today's class I am going to ask you some questions, both MCQ and the long ones. I won't say long ones, you have to provide brief answers actually. The questions that are provided in the box, all those questions I will try to ask you. We will discuss actually. Then on the next day I am going to provide the answers of most of the questions, not all the questions obviously, as I always do, because you need to know how to write. Okay, you need to know how to write, and after checking the copies of examination, I think you are learning, but you need to learn more that how to write. Okay, how to frame answers. So one or two questions will be left for you, and another thing I have planned, the plannings can be changed anytime, but I have planned that on the next day I am not probably going to provide any worksheet. Rather than that, I will ask you, I am asking you right now actually to think about the answers. Obviously in today's class we will discuss, and that will motivate you, that will encourage you to think more. So think about the answers, and when on the next day you are going to receive the answers in the study material, you go through them and do let me know whether you have something to add to those answers. Okay. So today I have provided a worksheet obviously containing some MCQs, and I will ask questions in live class also, but I think on the next day I am not going to provide any worksheet. Rather than that, you please prepare yourselves, you please use your brain to think the answers, to modify them. Today we will discuss and you try to modify them. Okay? So bye bye for now, take care.